Hey guys, it's Doug here, coming to you with yet another video helping transform you from pawn to player in this game we call life. In today's video, I'm going to be discussing the new moon, which is happening on April 19th, 2019, which just so happens to be tomorrow at the time of me recording and uploading this. However, what's cool to know about any new moon is that the energy sticks around for a few days after and actually comes up a few days before the new moon. So even if you watch this video a couple days after, know that you're still being influenced by the energies of this moon. It's an incredibly powerful thing that can't merely be contained in one 24-hour period. So please enjoy the energies coming in. You know, it's a great time to reflect. And as we'll get into in this video, there's 5 very important things that I'd like you to know about this new moon, this new period of energy that we're moving into. And guys, like with any new moon, it's a great time to start new habits, to perform rituals or magic, to start manifesting the things you want. So that's just a quick reminder, if you are watching this video in that time frame, to consider doing some of these things, to re-up some of the things you've done before in the past, just to strengthen the affirmations, the manifestations, the rituals, whatever it is you feel called to do. It's going to be completely amplified in this period. Anyway, guys, let's get into the first part I wanted to talk about, and that's experiencing major ups and downs in your life. This can be emotions, feelings, events that are happening on your life. And basically, it's, life, as we become more spiritual, as we start to figure out who we really are, we try to make things as smooth as possible. So life is a series of ups and downs, but we try to, make that sine wave, so to speak, as flat of a line as possible, so that we're constantly relaxed in a now moment of awareness. However, of course, things happen, and these types of things that, are either extreme positives, like you're getting a big win, a huge upgrade in an area of your life, and then, something terrible could happen, or even just a terrible feeling. For whatever reason, you're sitting there, and you just start to feel like crap for, any number of reasons, and we'll actually get into what you can do when you feel like that in just a moment. But it's important to realize that this new moon is going to trigger that in rapid succession. I mean, you can go from feeling great to terrible and vice versa in a matter of minutes or several hours, whereas normally we sort of have, like I was saying, a more flatter line throughout the day. This could be a total roller coaster. So if you are feeling that, just know that it's normal, and it's things that you're working through. In fact, we'll get into that as well, too, so stick around. All 5 of these, you'll find, actually, it has a through point. It's really interesting and awesome, too, because, the new moon is here to really assist us and help us out. So anyway, the next thing I wanted to get into, part 2 of the 5 things you should know, is that when you are feeling these extreme negatives, I want to invite you, and the whole universe is inviting you to do a little shadow work, which basically means to go within and determine why you're feeling so bad. I mean, it's very easy to determine when we're feeling great, right? It's very easy. Oh yeah, I feel amazing. I just won the lottery. Or, I just got this promotion. Or she said yes. It's very easy to determine that. But oftentimes when we're feeling bad, and sometimes it's easy to tell when, just a very direct event influences that. But those times, that can definitely be spurred by this moon, where we're just sitting there and something's off, or, you feel like crap, or whatever it is. Sometimes you don't know exactly what's causing that. However, there is always a cause, and that's what shadow work is. It's going within to determine what is, what is causing that. We can always go within to a past moment, or whatever it is that's causing you to feel this way. There's always an underlying cause. And shadow work comes in many forms. I mean, you can do automatic writing. You can just ask yourself questions about, what was the last time I felt this way, and try to trigger memories and emotions. And the thing is, as you determine what these things are, you're able to move past them and get rid of them. Because as we figure it out, you're like, well, that happened in the past. That was silly, to think about it 3 years later, because these things can be years ago, right? This can be childhood stuff. This could be something that happened last week that you just didn't want to acknowledge, and it's just been festering within. Past life things even, it gets pretty intense. So definitely, if you feel called to do some shadow work, if you don't already have a viable method of doing that, you can just look that up. There's millions of, not millions, but so many different ways of doing it. That whatever you feel called to do, just do it, and you're gonna feel better no matter what. Which brings us into part 3 of this new moon. And the third thing I want you to know is that you're going to be surpassing some of the core issues, that have been theme of your life. And one of the objectives or reasons you incarnated in this lifetime, one of these core issues is something you're going to be working through. So pay attention to how and why you're feeling bad, because most likely they actually all have a through line, and it's actually something that you've been dealing with for a very long time. And now this is a great opportunity to get past that, to get through that. So just when you're doing the shadow work, part 2, you can really try to determine, what's the main theme of all these things making me feel bad. And you find out is you can just smash right through those. So, maybe you've always been tired or lazy or lethargic. Maybe you've always been scared to do X, Y, or Z. Maybe you've had anger issues. And, these types of core issues that have defined our lives up to this point can be easily pushed through. This moon it's bringing that stuff up in order to help you. And that's the best thing, because as we become aware of it, which the moon helps us do, this is the most conducive time to be aware of these things and to change them. So it's pretty awesome, guys, to just push through one of these core issues, because when you come out the other side, you're feeling so much better. It's a weight that's being removed from your very psyche, from your very soul, from your very experience here on Earth. Which brings me into number 4. Like I said, these are just going to go, they all make sense in a line here. Number 4 is acquiring more self-love. And the beautiful thing about self-love is it's something we've always had, because the energy that comprises everything is love. So as we remove, the core issues, blocks, and negative things that we've accrued throughout many lifetimes or earlier events in this lifetime, it brings, back the memory of who we truly are, which at the core of everything is love. So you begin to realize, well, hey, I'm love, everything around me is love, and it brings this self-awareness of, just how awesome you are and how grateful, you are just to be, because it's an incredible time, to be incarnated as love energy. It's an awesome feeling. So as you start to get these realizations of just how, I should say fortunate, it's not really luck, it's definitely not luck, but how fortunate we are to be here, to be in these bodies. It's this new level of self-love that we're attaining, and that just makes everything better, because as we love ourselves more, we allow ourselves to love others more, and it just flows through every area of our life, making things better and better. Which, of course, brings me to number 5, the 5th and final thing I'd like you to know about this new moon, and that's that you'll be taking a big new step in the direction of your life's purpose, of your life's goals. Because as we feel good, guys, which is just going to happen naturally throughout these other processes throughout this moon, as you feel good, the universe starts to rearrange and synchronistically bring things to you that help you achieve your life purpose. Because as soon as we're feeling great and we're able to step into that purpose, it finds us and we're going to find it, and you're going to meet in the middle, and it's going to be a great time. So oftentimes, we're off, especially when we're younger, we're really like, oh, I'd like to do this. I think I'd like to do that. This makes a lot of money, so let's do this, and that'll be great, right? And the thing about that is, oftentimes, this isn't always, this usually is not, you usually don't get it right on the first try, is a good way of putting it. These usually aren't the things we came here to do. It's like, oh, for me, for instance, just to share an example, I thought, all throughout my, middle and high school days, I'm going to be a video game designer. It's going to be great. It's going to be so fun. And I realize now my path is far more spiritual. I can serve the greater collective in a much more profound way by making videos like this, by doing my energy healings, by writing books, things of that nature that motivate and inspire people. And I love video games still, that's still a part of who I am, but I'm not so gung-ho on making them anymore. And what happens is, as you go through these new moons, basically as you're aware of more of these full moons, and it's actually a full moon, I misspoke there, but new moons are very powerful in their own right and carry a similar energy. So that's why I said that there. But anyway, to get back to the point, is, we think these things, oh, I want to do X, I want to do Y, but really you're meant to do Z. And the Z comes in, after a time of transition, such as a full moon like we're experiencing now. And you'll realize that, I'm really not really meant to be doing this thing. And the universe will show you that in a variety of ways, whereas it's just not working out. You find out it's really not as fun as it, that was the big thing for me with the game design, is it's really arduous work. And, it makes me appreciate video games even more. So I'm grateful for that experience in doing that, right? But at the same time, I was like, wow, it's really not fun to sit there and arduously put in lighting and, place benches here and coding all this stuff. It's a very difficult thing. It's not the glamorous thing I thought it was. So when you realize something isn't really for you, it gives an opportunity for the universe to show you what is for you, why you really did come. And it makes that knowingness of your true purpose that much more profound when you realize what you don't want to do, actually. So that is a huge thing. So this moon, getting back to the actual thing about a big new step, is you'll be taking a bold bound in that direction of whatever it is you're meant to be doing. Whether that's, writing the book you want to write, whether that's creating an album, whether it's painting your first art piece that you're going to sell, maybe you're a cook. Whatever it is, I'm just listing random stuff off the top of my head. For me, it was being more of a spiritual teacher and an energy healer. You'll just get these huge leaps of progress forward, and you'll get the inspiration to step, and as soon as you take those steps, the universe is like, oh, he's doing it, he's ready, she's ready, let's support him, and it's just an awesome experience all around. So I highly recommend that, to just really listen in and try to figure out what that is. Because if you figure out what that is, which the moon's going to really help you do, it's such a conducive time to figuring that out and taking that step. Or maybe you'll be nudged so unexpectedly in that step, that is something that can come along No matter what, we're going to eventually find our purpose, and the universe is going to help us, and it's just going to keep getting progressively more forward with how it presents it to you until you pick up on it. So that doesn't mean to sit on your laurels and wait for it to happen, but you can rest assured that it will happen, and that makes it all the easier to find. Anyway, guys, that's about it for me. I mean, I've done all 5 of the steps. Just to sum it up real quick, there'll be major ups and downs that you'll be cycling through far quicker than you normally would. Almost like a bipolar situation, but of course it's just the moon energy and will dissipate in the next few days. Shadow work is something that may be required. In fact, will really help you when you're in those extreme downs, because those downs are presented to you so you can go within and root out the underlying cause. Next, you'll be surpassing a huge core issue, often through that shadow work and just a self-awareness of why that core issue has been affecting you for so long. Then you acquire a deeper level of self-love, which will permeate every aspect of the world around you. And finally, you'll take a big, bold new step in the direction of your life's purpose, your life's mission. So ultimately, guys, it's a smooth walk. You know, it makes a lot more logical sense when we put it into perspective that way, because it's been pretty chaotic the last few days, and might even be for the next few days after the moon, as I said. So that's about it for me, guys. I really hope you've enjoyed. Please remember to do any rituals or things you feel called to. It'll really help you out in the long run. It'll really push you forward. Anyway, guys, that's it for me, and I hope you have fun out there. Take it easy.